But wouldn't you then want to keep the mystique around your own persona
Yes,
by not doing this, for example?
exactly.
Wouldn't you rather do that?
Yes.
Why don't you do that?
Well, I don't have the choice. You know, in order for people to find out about my music and maybe have the chance to connect and interact with these songs, they need to hear about them. And I'm very fortunate that there are labels in Europe who have, you know, believed in my music and want to get it out there to people. And this is one of the things that I must do, that I have a responsibility to do for all the people who are, you know, working really hard to try and give people access to that.
But in your ideal world, what would your artist life look like? Just putting out an album every once in a while?
I think so.
And then nothing? But
I think at the same time, maybe that's a selfish way to live, I don't know. And I think if life was just comfortable and exactly the way I wanted it, I'd probably be a really horrible person. You know, I think the things that make me uncomfortable and the situations in which I cringe, maybe these are the situations I find myself in where I have to choose to grow up a little bit, you know, and to practice patience and to practice grace and generosity, and I certainly don't do that all the time, and sometimes I have the wrong reaction, I choose the wrong thing, but I think, the uncomfortable circumstances of life give us opportunities to grow up, you know, and become better people, and I suppose that's a more primary concern than just living a comfortable life. Yeah.
In that respect, did it take you long to find the right attitude on stage, to be the person you are on stage? Yeah,
I think particularly with my second album, it was because of the nature of the material, and I was really going through a whole time of questioning, you know, why am I doing music? How is it helping people in the world who don't have any water, who don't have access to education, who don't have access to healthcare? All these needs that are so important and so dire in the world, how does it make sense that I'm spending my life doing this? Where is the meeting of these two things? And so I was really going through a kind of whole time, and then a lot of the time on stage I felt very angry, you know, because I was not angry at the people who were coming. Obviously I was grateful to them and hoping that the music could inspire them and in some way perhaps to action, but in myself I was, you know, like what am I doing and why am I doing this, and is it helping anybody? What is going on? And I've moved, I think I've certainly moved on from that now, and I'm at a place where, you know, I want to make music that certainly challenges and that brings awareness to certain things, but I need to balance that with music that brings joy and that is refreshing and energizing, and that isn't so heavy necessarily. And I think as a result, you know, this album, Flags, there are a lot more upbeat songs, and so live my show's a lot more balanced. So now I feel a lot more healthier emotionally live because I have songs that aren't so, you know, so draining and so challenging and content heavy necessarily. So I think that I've found that the balance is a much healthier thing for me. Yeah. So
the next album won't be a political album with all...
You never know, maybe it will be political, but in a different kind of skin. I'm not sure.
What are the themes on Flags that you find worth exploring a bit further?
What I've really enjoyed about Flags is the narrative aspect of some of the songs, and I think that's something I really want to look more into for myself and stretch myself more toward, is telling stories and meeting characters through the songwriting process and finding out what they do with their lives and their relationships, and so that's certainly something I'm interested in exploring a little further. Yeah.
All right, last question. When you hear your own song on the radio, for example, you're in a car, what feeling does that evoke?
embarrassment usually, especially if someone if maybe I'm with someone who they're really excited about it and so they turn it up and then I feel embarrassed and then I ask them if they can please change it to something else. But obviously it's at the same time it's exciting because my music is being played on the radio in a crazy place very far from my homeland, so that's wonderful as well. Yes, mixed feelings.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.